My name is Pam Carriveau. I teach political science up at Black Hills State University. Although there are a number of reasons why I am going to be voting for Barack Obama on November 4th, they asked me to talk about my support for Obama from an academic's point of view. And for me, one of the most exciting things about Barack Obama is that he's an intellectual. Now, before you start getting nervous about my using that word, I know that there are a lot of people out there who describe intellectuals as pointy-headed elitists living in an ivory tower who are so open-minded that their brains fall out of their heads, right? I know that. Well, let me offer you another definition of an intellectual. An intellectual is someone who uses their brains rather than just emotion to make a decision. Someone who can think through a problem, give a reasoned-supported response, rather than take an uninformed stance out of fear, ignorance, or prejudice. All right? Intellectuals have a natural curiosity about the world around them that corresponds to a willingness to be informed, to be influenced by people, and a willingness to listen to other people's ideas. And essentially, this is the essence of democracy. So Barack Obama is an intellectual. In crafting his policy proposals, he's relied on the informed advice of experts in their fields, scientific research, and rational thought. He understands that ideas and analysis are absolutely necessary in the White House. Barack Obama marks the end of a very dangerous trend of irrational decision-making in the highest office of this country. Irrational decision-making that resulted in political pressure being placed on scientists studying global warming to change their findings to support a political partisan position. Irrational decision-making that spends tens of thousands, actually millions of dollars on abstinence-only sex education programs that not only are less effective than a comprehensive program, but actually scientific research has shown that they result in riskier behavior among teenagers and young adults. Irrational decision-making and a dangerous lack of curiosity about the world has resulted in a no-win war in Iraq, while the Taliban and Al-Qaeda have retrenched themselves in Afghanistan and Pakistan. And in case that you think that this lack of rational thought was confined to the current administration, last spring John McCain publicly announced that he knows less about the economy than he really should, and then proceeded to, in a very panicked way, rush back to Washington, D.C. to deal with this crisis, and is trying to convince us that having a view of a deserted Russian island from your state makes you a policy expert in foreign affairs. Just to be clear, because my students would bash me if I didn't say this, it's never wrong to say that you don't know something, but it is absolutely wrong to relish in your ignorance. Right? Ignorance should not be the basis of decision-making in a democracy. So, I strongly welcome the return to thought and reason and integrity in this country, but only focusing on Obama the intellectual would also be a disservice to him, because he is absolutely passionate about the issues facing the United States today. He is not out of touch with real Americans. He is fighting for them. How can anyone call Barack Obama cool or dispassionate if they've heard him talk about health care policy? He talks about his mother and her courageous fight with cancer that ultimately took her life, right? And he argues that when you're facing a serious illness, you should not have to wrangle with insurance companies, and you certainly shouldn't have to worry about bankrupting your family. So from this very passionate and moral position, he's arguing that we need to develop a just solution to this problem that's based on facts, best practices, and rational thought. So, I'm excited about Barack Obama as the next President of the United States. He actually thinks about things. He analyzes situations carefully. He understands that issues are not just black and white, which indicates a level of respect for all points of view on all sides of an issue. He's willing to speak the truth rather than just pander to his supporters. We are adults. We do not need knee-jerk excitement or fear-mongering or panic from our leaders. We need careful, rational decision-making guided by principles rather than decision-making based on partisanship, bias, or just sheer laziness. Right? So this is why I support Barack Obama, and I'll be very proud to vote for him on November 4th.
As he said, I'm Tyler Smith, and I'm not a Girl Scout, but I still have an well, I wasn't a Boy Scout either. I want to give you guys a couple of facts. In 2003, Senator McCain personally urged fellow senators to table an amendment to provide the Guard and Reserves with $1 billion of equipment. In 2004, he voted against a $1.8 billion increase to the Veterans Administration in favor of a tax loophole for millionaires. In 2005, he voted against a $500 million healthcare, again veterans healthcare, to help with PTSD and mental issues to our returning veterans. In 2006, he voted against assured funding for the VA, again, for a $1 million tax break, or $1 billion tax break for millionaires. In September 2007, he voted against adequate time between deployments for our soldiers. And this year, he voted against the GI Bill for the 9/11 GI Bill for the new century. Now, Senator McCain loves to talk about how he is endorsed by every single major veterans organization. Let me give you 3 that he's not. These were just 3 I found real quick on the internet. First one is the IAVA. It's Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America. He got a D this year. Got a D in 2006 as well. Senator Obama got a B. One of the other ones is, I'm sorry, I lost my place. Vietnam Veterans of America. Senator McCain was in Vietnam, but still voted against 17 of the last 26 bills that the Vietnam Veterans of America endorsed. The last one is the Disabled American Veterans. He receives a 20% lifetime rating. So I gave you these facts for a reason. Senator McCain, like I said, keeps saying that he is endorsed, that he's a true friend to our veterans. He isn't showing that in Congress. He missed the vote. He had a competing bill for the 9/11 GI Bill. Had a competing bill. What the requirements of that bill would have been was that you had to spend 10 years in before you saw any increase in benefits. For somebody like me, who, after I came home from Afghanistan, the only way I was able to afford to go to college was with my GI Bill. And that was because I spent a year overseas and I didn't have to work 50 hours a week. I had to work 25 hours a week. So I had to work to put myself through school. Senator McCain didn't even bother to show up for that vote. Didn't bother to vote no, didn't bother to vote yes. He was at a fundraiser in California. Senator Obama understands our veterans. Senator Obama might not have served. You don't have to serve to understand how important veterans are to this country. Veterans are the ones who make sure that we all can do things like this. We don't have to worry about the government coming in and telling us we can't. They've worked and fought and died to make sure we have these rights. Senator Obama understands that, and that's the reason I'm voting for Senator Obama.